Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing? Guitar Lillian, Chloe. I hope you guys are well. It's Saturday and I'm streaming. I don't normally stream on Saturdays. But I missed yesterday, so here we are. Right. And we have a lot to do today. Oh, and by the way, Guitar Lillian, we've still got quite a ways to go before we finish the pack. So there's a good chance you will get another payout. It might not look like we've got much left to do, but this slot's going to take quite a while, and there's going to be a lot of things we need to do in the meantime. One of the things I was looking at after Matt's comments yesterday about the solar panels, I was having a look at how viable they would be for us, and honestly, I think we're going to need them once we get past to UEV. Because I'm kind of. But the only thing I was thinking is, how are we going to how would we transfer power from these into our power substation? Because the problem we have is our power substation is underground. And solar panels don't tend to work overly well underground, I've noticed. I can't think why. But solar panels don't tend to work underground, so we'd have to put them in... Plus, we'll have to put them in the void dimension anyway, because that's the only dimension that is apparently perma-day without having to turn off the day-night cycle, which is what we've done here, just for aesthetic purposes. So it feels cheaty having solar panels in this dimension. So what we're going to have to do once we get to that point, it's actually going to be quite good fun, because it's something I have wanted to play with and didn't think I was going to have a need for. And that's this. The power transfer Einstein-Rosen bridge. Basically, it wirelessly transfers power as though it were one of those things, a active transformer. So we could put one of those, it would have one of those in the mining dimension, one of them down where our power stuff is, and then that could be used to transfer the power from the solar panels to the thing. Plus, it means I get to build this thing, which looks quite cool. Or two of these things, in fact. And I didn't think I was going to have any kind of need for doing this. So, that's going to be nice. Anyway, that's for further down the line. Blue, how are you doing? Yeah, that's further down the line. Today, we want to get back to trying to make these. This is still my goal at the moment, is the master circuit boards. We kind of got held up on this by needing Oganesson. Oganesson we can only get from this microminer mission, which we can do the Shattered Star data, we can do the alchemy kits, we can do the Americium, we can do the quantum flux, we've got the miner. What we don't have, or didn't have, is the UHV electric pump. So that's kind of the first thing we've got to do today, is get all of our UHV parts sorted out. We also realized when we were doing this that we didn't have actinium at the time. We got that fixed last stream, and we didn't have terbium either, and we also got that fixed last stream. So we should, fingers crossed, have everything we need to do all these. So the plan for today is just initially to get all of these UHV components sorted out, because we are going to need all of them eventually. And we may as well do them all at the same time. One thing we might need, though, is... Yeah, we're definitely going to need another one of the data hatches. If we make one of those now... Hopefully that'll see us through till the end of the pack. Hopefully. We'll see. Oh, bear with me. So... Am I right in thinking it's TwitchCon today? Does anybody know? I'm guessing at least somebody here will know, but... Started yesterday, okay. I had a feeling it was. There we go, right, I'll do, that should see us through now. Oh, do we need to change how much power we're feeding this thing? I think we've got an LUV energy hatch on here. Yeah, we should be fine. Okay, right. So that's that. Sorry, first of all. We've got a UV motor. I need to do UV variants of all of the things here. I think I started the research or did the research for the motor, UHV motor. Yes, we did the UHV motor. Start those in there. So let's go and get the rest of them. So we're going to need we've got the UV motor. We're going to need, that's an LUV piston. That's not what we need. We need the UV piston. We're going to need, I'll wait till these are crafted so we don't end up using them up in other crafts. Well, before I craft the robot arm, I'll take them out anyway. UV conveyor. Wouldn't have known if it wasn't for the Season 11 reveal from the Hermits. The only thing I've seen of the Season 11 reveal was a very short video clip that Cub Fan posted. I've not really looked for anything else yet, though. Have they given a start date for it yet? I don't even know if they've given a start date for it yet. All right, and then I think the last thing we need to do at the moment is probably going to be the robot arm. So if we make one of those, we should have a bunch of data modules that we made last time. We are going to have to improve and increase our computation data array soon. I don't know how we're going to do that. I guess we're going to have to put extra ones on top of these and then run the cables kind of like along here and then into the top, maybe? Anyway, right, let's go and do you, first of all. And all the beeping and booping again. Hey, and there's the robot arm. Perfect. I am starting to get a little concerned that a lot of the late game of this pack now, or the end game of this pack, is now going to be a lot of waiting. Oh, wait, I can't do that at the minute, can I? I was going to put some more of that through. Get some more Omnium, although we are not even remotely short on Omnium right now, so... Alright, what do we actually need? So we need we'll do the pump next, because that's what we actually need right now. And then we're going to have to get all the recipes sorted out. And once we can get Oganesson... This should at least be a very quick mission itself. Like the pumps and the Shattered Star data might take a while, but... Speaking of Shattered Star data, we do need to make 8 of those. We'll get 8 of them ready for now. Because we want to send off... we want to make a few of these in one go, if we can. The Oganesson... Oh, we'll be able to... If we send off 2 of those... If we get 2 of those Microminer missions going for the Oganesson, that will allow us to make 4 of these, which will allow us to make 8 stacks of universe-doped wafers. Which... should be enough for a little while, at least. Not sure if it was 8, but around there. Wait, 8? How do you mean 8? Oh, I've only seen a oh, 8th. Sorry, I missed the message before that somehow. I've also only seen a short one. Start date 8th of November, you think? Okay, there's that. I'll put that in next. Right, and while we're waiting on that, let's go and make sure we can... Because we've got a bunch of parts we're going to have to make for these as well, like the UHV motors. We need to be able to make... Well, actually, first of all, we need to make terbium ingots, don't we? I'm assuming we can't go straight to terbium rods from the dust. No. That's not surprising. Alright, so... Okay, that should be fine. And... These have got a fluids... associated, right? Neon. Do we have neon in our... rotary hearth furnace? Pretty sure we do. Yeah, we got neon in there already. We're good. So we should be able to do just that. How much terbium have we got on there? 526. So if we just do, make, say, I don't know, 32 terbium ingots. How long are those going to take? 4 in 30 seconds. 7.5 seconds each. It'll take a little while, but not too bad. I want to say, though, I'm honestly surprised the Hermits didn't give themselves more time between seasons. Although I guess the longer they leave it, the more interest people lose, I guess, over time. Anyway, right, what are we doing? Terbium's coming in, that's good. We needed to make long terbium rods. Oh, there's a thought. Do I have... Oh, I might need to upgrade my polarizer. We'd need a ZPM polarizer. I mean, we could do... There is a multi-block polarizer. But it just seems like a lot of stuff for just a polarizer. At the minute, yeah, at the minute we're using an IV polarizer. That's it. Do I have space for the polarizer? Like, could I put it on top of something else? Could we, like, stick a polarizer on top of there? What was the footprint of it? A large electromagnet is 4 by 5. Yeah, we could probably put it on the back of there. Put it on top, like, above here. Or possibly above there. Which way would be easier? Or is there anything else we can stick it on top of that is... It's a really awkward size. Yeah, let's do the multi-block. We may as well. It's a slight tangent, but I have a feeling. Hang on, before we do this, let me have a quick look. If there's nothing, if there's no higher tiered, if we don't need a higher tier polarizer than ZPM, I don't know. I don't think I'll bother. But it all depends on what we need for... No, it's only the samarium and the terbium ones. Ah, you know what? Fuck it. We'll do it anyway. Why not? Shouldn't take too long to do. Although we do need blue steel plates, which I don't think we have. That's fine. Hey, Tyler. How's it going? It's going all right so far. I think. How are you doing? No, we can make blue steel though, so we're fine. All right. Bender. Hopefully this stuff at least shouldn't take too long to craft. Up to this point. Doing pretty good. Just getting going late for today. Well, better late than never, I guess. That's what people say, isn't it? Don't know how true it is, but okay, right. 12 electrolytic cells. Only 12 of those. Oh, also, I've been playing. I mentioned this before. Like, we've not used Laser IO in a while in this pack, but one of the things I mentioned was that the version of Laser IO in this pack, the I think the unofficial extended life version. There's some updates to it in the Monifactory Discord that haven't been applied to this yet, but they are in Star Technology. You can now clone entire nodes, which is incredibly nice. You can clone entire nodes, and you can also clone cards and paste them without having to put the card in there first. It's just incredibly nice. All right, what do we need? 42 non-conducting casings. We need maintenance hatches. We never need like a clean room for these or anything, right? I don't think so. We should just be all right with a normal auto maintenance hatch. One of those should be fine. Don't want to do a 4 amp UV energy hatch for this. Yes, we may as well do. We're going to do it. We'll do it properly. What else do we need? Just the input and output hatches, I guess. Do we want to just use a pattern buffer for this? I've been having issues with pattern buffers. Input bus. And an ME output bus. And our 4 amp energy hatch. Right, that should be everything we need. I'm going to leave a block of space there. Right, so it's a little awkward. So we are going to have to bring this up and out. I guess we don't have to. We can put the buses here. Like that, and then just feed that up and into there. That should be fine. We got the energy hatch. Actually, we don't want the output on there, though, do we? We want the output over here. I guess we could put the input over here as well, and then not have to worry about bringing that up at all. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, how do we build the rest of this? Ah, quite simply like that. All right, and this goes... Was it 3 tall or 4 tall? 3 tall. Yeah, so I'll go there. And then 1. What do I feel like I made? Oh, right, because the very bottom ones are also... Electrolytic cells, or whatever they're called. Electrolytic cells. That makes sense. Alright, I'm gonna need... Alright, parallel hatch. Maintenance hatch. And there we go. Right. I'm just going to move all of the recipes up here. Power that. And grab a prime provider. Make sure it's in the right mode. I maybe didn't need an extended pound provider. I gotta remember to go up and remove that that polarizer later. Right, that should be good, right? So if we just request a... actually, let's do it with a cheaper, something cheaper. Ah, well, that was nice and quick. Beautiful, right. So, that's that sorted. So we need long magnetic terbium rods. Might as well just put that in here. Put that in there. That should take care of the long rods. Or the long terbium rods, at least. We've still got to do the actinium ones. I'm not sure what this song's doing in a synthwave station, but... This feels more classical than synthwave. It is classical. With a little bit of a beat in the background of it. Alright, and actinium rings. Actinium rounds. These are always a pain to make. The rounds are, because you've got to convert everything back to nuggets again. Alright, and rounds. Okay, so that should take care of those. I feel like we've got everything else. We might not have the europium cable. I'm not sure if we've got those yet. A recipe for those yet or not. We do. Perfect. Okay, that should give us everything for UHV motors. Oh, I have a horrible feeling I'm going to need yet another another PAM provider on each of these. Why are there so many assembly line recipes? Hopefully by the time we're done, though, we'll have the dimensional super assembler thing. Right, I need to put the filters in there, but I'm going to go and grab that first. I wonder if there's anything I can take out of these that we definitely don't need anymore. I don't know that there is. Like maybe the object holders. Like I can't imagine we're going to be doing another research station. Like the object holder and the research station could possibly get taken out, but anyway, let's see if we can make a UHV motor. It would appear so. Right. What's going to be taking the time for these? Crystal Matrix. As per usual. Those things take so long. We haven't got a better way of making the Crystal Matrix ingots yet, so either have we? We get to one in the not too distant future. But right now, this is our only option, I think. Now, we can get to the Crystal Matrix dust at some point in the future. Right now, we've got to use the dense meshes. Crystal Matrix dust, though, we can get from, like, the ruined hull parts and a few other things, I think, as well. Yeah, shiny powder mixture. Stuff that we're not quite there with yet, but getting there. How are we doing power-wise when that stuff's running? Fine. One thing I am tempted to do, though, is switch all of the power out in these for 16 amp UV energy hatches. Just so, from the 4 amp ones we've got, just so that we can get things a little bit faster. But there we go. There's our first UHV motor. Beautiful. Okay, right. Has the research done for this yet? It has. All right. So, right, we've got to do recipes for. We've done the motor. We've got to do the pump next, because that's the one that we actually need right now. What are we going to be missing? Actinium screws, neutronium rotors, neutronium pipes, actinium plates, and that's it. Okay. Actinium screws, which means we also need actinium bolts. How did you miss this notification? No idea, Quiet. Twitch being Twitch or Discord being Discord? Could be either. How are you doing? I've only been live like half an hour anyway, so you've not missed anything. How are you doing? You're sick. That does, given what you said the other day, yesterday, I'm not surprised. Hopefully it doesn't last too long. Alright. Large neutronium pipe. And then just actinium plates. I hope. You're supposed to attend a family event today. Is it? I'm assuming it's something you're gonna kind of you're regretting missing. All right, I think we're good with those. Except I do need 3 of each one. I'm wondering if it's just going to be worthwhile setting up like 3 more or maybe 6 more assembly lines. Like that was kind of the plan for, well, it'd have to be 3 because we can't fit another 6 in. If we do 3 more assembly lines, and then we'll split some of the things around a little bit. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I think we're fine for now. We are going to run out of space very soon. Especially if we have to do more like the UEV and UIV components. I'm a bit bummed, yeah, that somehow your sick ass has the drive to get housework done today. I guess it keeps you occupied and stops you thinking about the fact that you're sick. That's the only thing I can think is why that would be happening. We should have everything there already. We do. Beautiful. Spent about 24 hours in bed and got sick of being in bed. Yeah, I can relate. There's only so much lying in bed doing nothing you can do. Or you just start to get pissed off and frustrated. Just, I will say though, just don't overdo it, Quiet. And make yourself worse. That's all I will say. We don't want you getting any more ill. We are going to have to do the gears for this, at least. Should have everything else, though. Right, actinium gear. We are going to need a lot of actinium. Oh, and actinium rods as well. There's long rods. We're running out of space in our lathe now as well. I really hope we haven't got too much more to go in there. Although I'm pretty sure we will have. Just means putting in another import hatch, though, so it should be fine. And we are now out of space on that row. There we go. Okay. Do we worry about doing the robot arms now? Yeah, we may as well do. No reason not to. Okay, looks like everything's fine. Those are UV. And UHV. Looks like we got everything else we need for those. Hopefully we won't need to make too many of the UHV robot arms. You never know. Right, we need to do another one of you. Okay. Cool. Right, so. UHV pumps. These are unfortunately probably going to take a little while. Probably going to be hopping on 7 days soon. Didn't have too much to get done. That's good. Alright, that's all of those sorted out. Unfortunately, crystal matrix ingots are still the bane of my existence. Hold on. How can we speed those up at the moment? I don't think there's really anything we can do. Except passiving them, maybe? But I don't really want to do that. I guess we could set them to auto stock. But it's like 10 seconds an ingot. Which is quite time consuming. When you got a lot of them to do. Maybe it is worth setting that up so we keep, say, a few stacks in stock. Maybe we set up the, right. Please tell me one of my microminers is out. Yes, good. Okay. I'm paranoid now, like, that I'm just constantly going to be losing microminers. Right, I think I am going to set this to keep, say, 256 in stock. And do them in batches of 16. That's gonna, the only thing is, that's gonna tie up the rotary hearth furnace. At times. Hopefully that won't be a problem. We'll see. But it will be nice to just have those, it'll be nice to just have those available. Right, the actinium plates are getting held up by something. And the shattered star data is also not doing anything. I'm on the wrong side, aren't I? Why is the shattered star data not doing anything? Those are in there. Circuit 1. Nothing's burnt out. Why are you not doing what you're supposed to be doing? Apparently all I had to do was turn it off and on again. And that fixed it. Hey, Freefall, how you doing? Apparently turning it off and on again does occasionally work. Right, what are we waiting on for these? Actinium plates. Is that because this is tying up something? What are you going to be tying up? No, you'll be tying up a compressor. Why? Why are the actinium plates not working? Oh, hell, where did I put the actinium plates? God, what am I doing? Oh, right. Obviously, I put it in the fluid solidifier. Where else would you put it? Am I going to have to redo that now? No, we're fine. I wonder when the next Monifactory update will be out. It seems like they're making decent progress on it. I think they're in the kind of the last rounds of kind of testing at the minute, I think. It's been a few days since I actually looked at Money Mondays, so I can't remember exactly what was said in the last one. Hey, there we go. Okay, so we can now make pumps. Let's do the recipe for the Ogreness, and we're like regardless of when it is. Oh, do I need to make another tier 5 microminer? Oh, shit. Do I need to make another one of these? No, I think we made an extra one anyway for getting the beryllium stuff, so we should be fine with it. Famous last words, but guess I just found a bug. I don't know if I'd call it a bug. I don't know what that was. I'm usually more inclined to believe it's user error than a bug. Right, so, Oganesson. Let's just request one. That should give us 32 of them. How much actinium is this actually going to use? 54. Actually, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. We should have, like... Yeah, we've got nearly 10,000 actinium, so we're fine. How's the terbium doing? 624. Ah, we're fine for terbium as well. What have you been playing lately anyway, Freefall? You always seem to find interesting packs to play. Freaking crystal matrix ingots. Where's power? Oh, I think that like 11 million, 11.5 million, I think is the highest I've seen that go up to. I'm playing Contained, a Space Adventure Pack. Ah, nice. How are you finding it? Oh, we should get the recipe started for these as well. And how many hearts do we have at the moment? Oh, we got 4. Still having fun? I mean, that's the main thing. Alright. Universe doped monocrystalline silicon balls. Alright. That is going to need to... Oh, wait. Do I need to... I need to remove that, don't I? Do we need a circuit for these? No circuit. I wouldn't say most. Like, Monifactory is not... I wouldn't say it's as complicated as as people may think. Maybe once you get into the very end game, maybe. It might just be, I guess, because I'm used to it, though. All right. Unfortunately, this is going to be... That's not bad. 17 recipes in parallel at 50 seconds. That for the crystal matrix ingots. So the more we do, the better. For obvious reasons. Dish done. Soup is now heating for lunch. Oh, I might have to have some soup later. Actually, I've been needing to find something new to eat for a while. And I haven't had soup in ages. So, right. We're waiting on the ruthenium, trinium, americium, and neutronate. I can never remember the full name of this bloody thing. So, 10,000... Wait, how many ingots is that? 10,080. $70 ingots. In 352 seconds. Oh, 5 seconds per ingot's not too bad. Welcome back, Freefall. That was a quick reboot. Oh. I just wish it felt worthwhile cleaning this house. Like, it doesn't, though. It's an absolute tip, and I hate it. But with it not being my house, there's only so much cleaning I can do. It's kind of like cleaning the house would be kind of like cleaning the parts of the house that I can clean would be kind of like cleaning your car, but only cleaning like the front driver's side window and half the roof. And the rest just still looks like crap. So it just doesn't feel worth it. Just did the dishes, vacuumed 3 rooms, and mopped 1 and broke them up. Did you have more rooms to mop and you just couldn't finish them because you broke them up, or did it break at the very end? And I agree with Quiet. That does sound like some very aggressive mopping. Luckily, it was the 1 room for this week. That's not too bad. When is it? You said your landlord's coming over soon, right? You never broken a mop before? Me neither. Actually, no, I probably have, actually. Right, okay, so is there anything else we can do while we're waiting here? I guess we should probably start doing the ultimate material stuff. I feel like I already did the research for that. But I'm not entirely sure. Yes, I did. Good. Okay, right. Ultimate material. Oh. We should have everything we need for this anyway. Yeah. We got all that stuff anyway. The Warden Hearts, we haven't got many of. The Warden Hearts might be a problem. I can't quite do this yet because we need the Corrupted Universe data, which we need a UEV sensor for. I wonder if it's worth just requesting a bunch of Warden Hearts now. Because these... I think, actually, this might actually be one that we need to passive. The Warden Hearts. We should be able to. That shouldn't be an issue. Although we might need to get more deep dark data. Do we want to passive this? Hey, there's the stabilized Oganescent, though. It's going to take 30 seconds for 8 Warden Hearts. That's not too bad. So let's say we just request 32 of these. Let's see how long that will roughly take. But there's our first Oganescent. Can we make our first universe doped wafer? Is the... Yeah, that's being used. I'm assuming that's going to be used for making The crystal matrix ingots, since we set those to keep 256 stocked. Let's just request one of these, and we'll see what happens. They do take like 450 seconds though to request for the recipes. I wish there was like I might have to set this up so when we do the crystal matrix ingots, I set it to so the recipe goes through with like at least 16 or 32 at a time. Because otherwise it's taking 50 seconds for 8 recipes, but we could also get, I know we can also get at least 17 recipes going at 50 seconds, because that's what it was doing a minute ago. So I think we actually want to do that. If I can find them. Yeah. Probably a bad idea taking that out in the middle of a recipe, but it's fine, I'm sure. So if we just do these in, say, at least 16s. No, fuck it, let's do it in 32s. That'll be fine. Hey, there's the Warden Hearts. Okay, so it doesn't take too long for the Warden Hearts. Yeah, there we go. Universe Dope Ball. 225 seconds. Actually, that's not as bad as I thought. Oh, because we get an... Wait, no. We shouldn't get a perfect overclock from that, should we? Hold on. How am I feeling? So far, so good. I woke up like not long before the stream though, so it's not... We've not had long for stuff to go wrong yet, so... Things are still looking okay. Can I do multiple recipes in parallel? Yes, it can do up to 256, I think, we've got a hatch in for. But that depends on the power level of the recipe and how much power you have going into the machine. So, like, if you've got a UV... If you're running a UV tier recipe in, and you're only giving it UV power, you obviously won't be able to parallelize it at all because there's not enough power to parallelize it. But if you're running, say, a ZPM recipe at UV, it can parallel it up to 4 times, and so on and so forth. But that should give us our first one of those. And then let's get the recipe in there for the ultimate material as well. I don't know how many of these we're going to need. I'm assuming probably lots. But hopefully not. Yeah, they put that in there, didn't they? Yeah. Well, it's the way most days go quiet, in fairness. Things are okay. Things are always okay until they're not. And then it goes downhill quickly. I've still yet to have a day where something hasn't fallen apart, though, for a very long time. Maybe today's that day. Hopefully. Right, if we just request, say, 32 of these for now. We've got everything we need for them. How long do they take to craft? So I avoid going outside. I try to most of the time, but there's only... I needed bread and I needed milk, so... I kind of couldn't really avoid going outside. There we go. We got our first ultimate materials. Fantastic. How many of these could we actually make with what we have at the moment, not counting Warden Hearts? So 12 Ender Dragon Scales is the small bit. So we got 26,000 of those. We can make like 2,166 at the moment, so we might need more. But there we go. We've got our first universe-doped monocrystalline silicon ball. There we go. Beautiful. As you yesterday, you needed bread and milk, so off to the store to get all those staticky bolts from the fridge and freezer doors again. Oh, I just had the issue of I went in and I paid for it. The card machine said approved on the card transaction, and then the guy behind the counter says, "Oh, that hasn't gone through properly. Can you put your card on again?" It's like, but it literally just told me it had been approved and gone through. And so I kind of said, like, look, well, can I get something from your till saying that it's not gone through, that it's been cancelled and hasn't actually gone through? And they weren't able to give me anything like that. So now I've just got to hope that it didn't charge me twice for it, because I can't afford to pay for things twice at the minute. I can barely afford to pay for things once. Paying for things twice when they fucked up is not my... No. Because the card reader said it was approved. Like, that's what I thought. I've never had this happen before. It was only like £6, but that's for me at the moment, that's a lot of money to spend twice on things that I shouldn't need to. I think so, Guitar, and I haven't actually logged onto my online banking thing in a long time, mostly because there's never any money in there. But I'll have to have a look at some point. I don't know if it'll show up like instantly on there, so I didn't check yesterday. I'll probably check after the stream today. It's probably fine, but it's just another one of those little things that just kind of seems to just randomly go wrong. Well, they called a manager out, and the manager basically, well, I don't think it was a manager, but it was more of a supervisor, and they basically said the same thing. So, like, I don't know. But it's not something I've ever had happen before, so I was a little confused and a little annoyed. And it was even more annoying because there was then a line of people waiting behind me, who I was then getting annoyed at myself for holding them up. This is why you don't leave the house. But no, it's just one of those things. It's like, it's a little thing, but it's just one of those things that, like, recently, I haven't been a day without multiple of those little things just building up. It's been getting hard to deal with. That's why one of the reasons I didn't stream yesterday, not because of what happened at the shop. That happened later on in the evening, after I decided not to stream. But it was, I don't know. I've not been having a good time lately, hence needing to take this break. Well, yeah. Anyway, right. Multi-dimensional CPU chips. That is what we need to do next, which means we need multi-dimensional CPU wafers, which should be good for everything with these. It's been you at the pharmacy lately. But no, things have been honestly getting worse and worse for the last 5, 6, 7 years, and just constantly getting worse without anything ever really getting any better. And it's getting too much to deal with now. Oh, we need another bloody lens. A few years ago, there's a power outage right as you paid your groceries. They took your phone number and said they would call if it had not gone through. When power came back, they called, so you went and paid, just to come back a few hours later, tell them there was now 2 payments on your card. They did give me like the receipt for the previous transaction when I went in, and then said that if you notice it come up twice, come back in again and let us know. So hope it'll get fixed, like sorted, no matter what. But You're going back and forth between two pharmacies with both of them telling you that the other pharmacy has your prescription? That's really fucking annoying. How far apart are they? Oh, yeah, obviously you couldn't get the receipt, could you? At least they did, like, call you back, though. That's actually quite good customer service, I guess. That they did actually take the time to call you back. Although I guess if they thought they were going to lose money by not doing it, then they probably would have made sure they called back. All right, let's do that. That should go into our cutter. A 20 minutes or a 30-minute trip turns into an hour. Yeah, that would annoy the fuck out of me as well, honestly. Right, so we've got 90 seconds to wait for that. That's fine. Right, these we do need a grey lens. Now my next question is, do I have enough space in the laser engraver to do this? And do I have any grey? Is it grey or light grey that I need? Light grey. Okay, do I have any light grey dye? Or anything I can get light grey dye from? Oh, we've got light grey dye. Perfect. Oh, wait, we need two of them, don't we? And, wait, no, I think I need... Do we need two of those or two salt? I'm not sure. Can't remember. Where is... There it is. Ah, there's just one dye. Okay. Why can I not remember what I put these in? It is a chemical bath. You recognise you've been doing most of your grocery shopping there every week for like 15 years now? Oh, that's good at least then. Like, so at least they knew who you were. Let's get a message saying your prescription is ready, go to pick it up, and the pharmacy says it's not ready yet. Like, guys, I give you 24 hours after that message, what the fuck are you doing? Did you show them the message, like, to say that you'd received? I say, look, like, I was told to come and fucking collect this shit. Where are my drugs? I mean, maybe don't say it like that, but... Oh, we have got a spare one. Okay, cool. Hang on, what do we... name the rest of them? Alright, cool. And then we need to put you... into there. What's that? The unactivated... Well, hopefully if you do switch, the new one will actually be a little bit better. There's not a quest for that, is there? I don't know what I was waiting for. Right, multi-dimensional CPU wafer. It's actually, well, it's 16 for 16 for 16, so. But it's only one quasi-stable neutron star, which is good. Right, LCR, you can go into there. And then we'll do the recipe for the multi-dimensional CPU chip. While we're waiting. Kind of curious how many of these are going to be run, if this will run all 32 in parallel. No, it's only able to do 17 by the looks of things. Yeah, it looks like it's only able to do 17 in parallel before it runs out. Well, before it doesn't have enough power. That's fine. Hey, there we go. There's our multi-dimensional CPU wafers. And then if we just grab one of those. There we go. Our multi-dimensional CPU chip. Okay, right. That should be the last thing we need, I think, for the Matter circuit boards. Or the Matter... These, basically. Although, no, there is one other thing, I think. Like, maybe a couple other things we need. Like a few frames and things like that for later versions. Anyway, right, let's get some of these done. Right, so... this is our first one. I think we should have everything we need in here already, except final quadra wire, apparently. We don't... Wait. No, I need... Oh, I can never remember if I left the soldering alloy in there with the recipes, or if I didn't bother. I didn't bother. We should have soldering alloy in here then, right? Yes. Okay, cool. So that will be fine. And then we just got to do define the quadria wire. Again, we're running out of space for. I don't know if I need half of these anymore. I think I do. Right, okay, so that will be... This should give us another trophy as well. That's pretty quick. There we go. Matter processor. And that gives us... as a PM trophy. Ta-da! Beautiful. Okay. So, that's the first tier. Now we've got to do the second tier, which we can't do with complex SMDs yet. We have everything we need for that. Again, hopefully won't take too long. I'm still very tempted to upgrade the 216 amp UV circuit, UV energy hatches on the circuit assemblers. There we go. The second tier of Matter circuit boards, and the Matter processor supercomputer. Next. Which we can make those. We can make those. That's not the right recipe. That's the complex SMDs one. We have... this is where we start needing the UXPIC chips. Okay, so we'll do those first. Wait, there was something else in there that we didn't have. Oh, right, yeah, the polyethyl cyanoacrylate sheets. Again, quiet, there are far worse problems you could have. As UXPIC, UXPIC wafers. Oh no, don't make me need another one. I haven't got space for this. I haven't got a lime lens already, have I? I don't have space in here for this. I'm pretty sure I can't add another input bus. Otherwise, the machine won't form. Right, you're not running right now, are you? Right, let me shut that off for a second. I'm pretty sure if I add another one, it's not going to form. Yeah. I can double up these, I guess? That's actually really... This is one of my biggest annoyances with this... With these multi-blocks. Is having a limited number of inputs you can have. I don't think there's a way around it either, besides making another one of these. It would be nice if, like, if the universe doped wafers didn't work with some of the lower tier things. That'd be fine. But they do. Yeah, we haven't got a lime one in there. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do, I think, is double it up with the glass lens for now, because the glass lens will only ever be used for... where are we? Yeah, the glass lens is only ever used for making inscribe and name presses. It never uses any of the actual wafers for anything, as far as I can tell. So we could double that up. Or we could make a second one of these. But the annoying thing is, if I make a second one, I'll be getting annoyed at the fact that I can't double up stuff that we're putting through here. Do I make another one, or do I just... I'm going to make another one. I have a feeling there's going to be stuff, like, there's going to be other things we need to put in here as well. If we look at some of the later things... If we look at these... Those just take the multi-dimensional CPU chips as well. Okay, so maybe those don't use anything new. We'll try doubling up. My big concern is that if we double this up with this, with the universe doped ones, if I do make a mistake somewhere and it does decide to make something else, it shouldn't do. But if it does, it's an expensive mistake to make. But no, these can only be used with nether star lens, brown lens. Oh, wait, am I going to need the nether star lens? Yes. Okay, fuck it, we'll make another one. And then I guess anything that... anything that we're still making lots of, we can double up between the two. So we've got two machines that can run in. Where's the... Oh, right, it's not going to find it, is it? Because I'm hiding things that are full. I need to find the large laser engraver. What's it actually called? Because it's the recipe and it's wrong at the moment. Large engraving laser. There it is. Whatever. All right, so we need one of you. How many casings do we need? 60, although we probably won't need quite that many. We'll do 60 anyway. Tress, I know you plan to be sick in peace until it's time to make dinner. That's fair. What else do we need? A tungsten steel pipe casing. Which we already have. How much tempered glass do we need? I want to say 8. And I think it's the assembly line gratings we need, right? Yes. All right, what else do I need? I do need a clean room. Maintenance hatch. Or cleaning maintenance hatch, rather. Can you pipe, please? Thank you. Parallel hatches. What do I have parallel hatch-wise in this one? 64 one. Let's do one of those as well. I don't think we're going to need anything more than that. What are we waiting on for you? Oh, I turned this off, didn't I? I wonder it's not doing anything. Where did I put the input? Or the output? There. We need you. We need you. I'm guessing I've got a 4 amp UV energy hatch in there. I'm going to assume... I think it's here that we put the pipe casing, right? Yeah. Perfect. Okay, cool. So... We put that. Oh, we already have one there. Anyway, that's fine. Okay, right. So we need the. Oh, we haven't got the lens yet, have we? Right, I'm just going to make the lime lens. It was lime we needed, right? Yes. $13 for 2. That's not too bad. I'm assuming this just goes through the cutter. And this should give us UXPOC chips. I don't know how long these take to go to cut, though. 11 seconds. That's not too bad. Okay. So we're up to these, right? We don't need any research for these. I've done the wrong recipe again. Those are fine. We just need the thin polyethyl cyanoacrylate sheets. Perfect. Done it again. 6 UHPIC wafers for it? Oh no, we need 8. Ouch. Waiting on those. I'm going to request another... Get another 32 Oganesson going, coming in as well. There we go. There we go. Our first matter processor supercomputer. Now, finally, our first UEV circuits. Now, I don't think... There's probably going to be stuff we're going to be missing from here. I'm almost positive of it. Yeah, they activated netherite frames. And the 2x ruthenium, tritium, americium, and neutronate wires. Other than that, we got everything. All right, activated netherite frames. Let's make sure that actually works. It does. Perfect. Right, that should be everything we need then. I've done it again. Oh, wait, no, not quite. We've still got the this to go, haven't we? I am definitely going to need more pattern providers for these. Right, that should be that, which is pretty much all I wanted to get done today. So this might be a very short stream today. I kind of expected this to take a little bit longer. Depends if we can we make the tier 4 microverse projectile. We need vibrant quartz glass. God, no, we need skulk bioalloy frames before we can do that. So that's probably our next step. It's skulk bioalloy stuff. What about the helical fusion reactor? Actual crafting recipe for that's not too bad. 4 UEV circuits, but... And again, bioalloy fusion casing. So bioalloy looks to be the next thing we need to do. The ruthenium, tritium, americium neutronate is slow as shit. Although that being said, 70 ingots at 300 in 352 seconds isn't awful. Yeah, it looks like Skulk Bioalloy is next. Bioalloy, that's this material sees use in UEV tier components. This material is probably made up of Skulk microstructure pulp and a bit of Prussian blue, and is activated in a discharger. I did look at the recipe for this earlier. It's a lot to do. So we probably aren't doing this today. Which means that, like I say, it's going to be a very short stream. Animated bioalloy pulp. The abyssal energy cores we can do already. The warden hearts we can do. Electrotine. I don't actually know where we're getting electrotine from. I'm assuming there is probably a microminer mission. There is not a microminer mission. We can get it from the nether, though. Oh, or we can make it with redstone dust and electrum dust. That works too, but if we can get it from the nether, depending on the density of the veins, it might just be worth doing it there. I'm just mining it from there. The animated bioalloy pulp. Skull catalyst we have. XP juice we have. The Prussian blue is a little bit of a weird one. That takes iron 3 chloride, potassium ferrocyanide. Potassium ferrocyanide takes calcium ferrocyanide and rock salt. Rock salt we should have plenty of. Calcium ferrocyanide is calcium hydroxide, which we get back from this. And then it just takes hydrogen cyanide, iron 2 chloride, and water. Hydrogen cyanide is... Wait, what do I feel like we're already making this somewhere else as well? I think we are. It might be worth passiving this somewhere then. But methane, ammonia, and oxygen. I think we're using this for doing the polyethyl cyanoacrylate as well. That doesn't seem too bad. The iron 2 chloride is iron 3 chloride with chlorobenzene. Seems to be the only recipe. That doesn't seem terrible. And rock salt we already have. And that gives some hydrochloric acid back. Do we use the hydrochloric acid anywhere? Don't think so. Possibly. Anyway, that's the Prussian blue. And then the Skulk saturated microstructure pulp is Skulk compatible trellis microstructure and fibrinogenic. I don't know how you pronounce that exactly. Skulk goo, which we should have everything for this already. The raw growth medium, Skulk vein, everything like that. We should have what we need for this. Skulk compatible trellis is the ultimate material. Lanthanum dust we have. Crystal team we can do. Potassium cyanide. It's potassium hydroxide and formide. Sorry, formamide. Which is ammonium formate in a fluid heater. Ammonium formate is ammonia and formic acid. Formic acid is carbon dioxide and water. Okay, that should be easy enough to do. And potassium hydroxide is just rock salt and water. That is fine. So there shouldn't be anything that's overly difficult. It's just going to be a little long-winded to do. That's all. I'm going to have a quick look. Wait, I haven't got a thing now. I've got one of those. Well, there isn't any electrotine there. No electrotine there. It looks like it is very rare if there is any up here. It did say the moon, right? Sorry, the nether. Oh, the nether. Oh, there is some on Glacio as well. Maybe Glacio is a better place to look. Because I'm not finding any here. Yeah, there's some over there. Oh, there's some all over the place here. Yeah, there's like 1100 there, which... Assuming... Oh, and yeah, we get 10 times, like 10x from there, and then we get 3 times the amount, I think. So we'll be getting 30 from each one, so yeah, there'll be plenty of... We can get plenty of electrotine from there. That's fine. All right, well, apologies it's such a short stream today, especially after not streaming yesterday, but honestly, my head isn't in a great place right now, and trying to start something new at the minute is probably not the best idea. So thank you everyone for being here. I know it was very, very short. I will hopefully be back on Monday. And yeah, I will see you all then. Take care of yourselves.